What's up guys, leftstickrightstick here again with another LittleBigPlanet team pick review. This week we've got some interesting levels. First off we've got Floating Gardens by M89091520. It's a very nicely aesthetic level. We're in floating garden sort of scene. It actually works very well with all the background sort of scenery, and the floaty fluid is utilized reasonably well here. It's got some nice obstacles. As with a lot of other M89 numbers levels, they kind of flow quite well in terms of you're progressing through the level. They're all quite basic, and it's got some nice little mechanics in here, some switches along the flowy fluid. It's enjoyable, and I guess because the whole aesthetic really ties together very well with the whole floating islands, and there's a bit of a difficulty utilizing the floaty fluid, but that's probably just me not being so great with flow fluid. What doesn't look quite nice are these sort of wall jump sections, which, I mean, I feel like M8 numbers could have probably worked them in a bit better aesthetically rather than just having these big purple blocks. But floating islands look nice. That's a really good bit. On the waterfalls, scenery, all the little shrubbery, that looks good. The gameplay is it's your very standard platformer. That there's no real particularly interesting elements. Nothing that is outstandingly, that is stand out in this level in terms of gameplay wise. But it does flow nice, it looks nice, and it is enjoyable. It's got some nice elements to it, and there's some difficulty to it as well in some areas, probably because of the flowy fluid. But other than that, it's a very solid level. But it's, in terms of being very outstanding, not quite there. Next we have Odd Dodge by Claptrap9. This is a sort of survival minigame level. It's got an interesting sort of aesthetic. It seems like we're in like an arcade machine, and we're at Oddsock. We're using the Springinator, and we're just surviving, dodging all the red sort of blocks that come out, which they kind of kill us, they pop us, but it seems like they're just pushing us outwards. This gets hard quite quickly, and there's also different rounds. You can see in the corner that says round 1. Then it goes up after you survive a bit. Unfortunately there's like no timer really to show how well you're doing in a round, and you don't know how many rounds there are, and it's got a really basic looking sort of retry and end sort of menu, which is a bit of a shame. I mean, I can understand it being quite basic on here during the actual gameplay. It looks alright, and what's kind of interesting is that you can actually utilize these red blocks. They only kill you if they push you out, I guess, into the forward layer, which is that makes it a bit more interesting rather than just completely avoiding the red dots, the red blocks. But yeah, the difficulty gets rapidly faster, or maybe I'm just really bad at controlling Oddsock. I'm not quite sure. But let me know what scores you get in the comments below. But this is quite a fun mini game because the challenging aspect is there. It's challenging, but maybe after a few tries it does get a bit boring. But it works in some nice little things like the faces there, little patterns that look quite nice. And it's a multiplayer game, so you can play with multiple people, up to 4 players in this mini game. It's supported supposedly. I didn't get to try that, but if you guys do, it can be quite a fun game. Mini game survival level, so it's just the aesthetic is quite basic, but still quite nice and fun. And it's a multiplayer level, so it definitely needs more people to enjoy it, and that's why Team Pick really helps that. Finally, we have Dead Ahead by Robo Ranger. Now, Robo Ranger is no stranger to Team Picks, but this is a really great level. There's multiple difficulties, and it's sort of like a zombie survival level where you are just you're a survivor in this LittleBigPlanet land, and your car is running out of fuel, and you just have to stop off at cities and towns, whatnot, to restock up on fuel, avoid the zombies, and sort of pick up any other stuff that you might need. And you need to reach the sanctuary, the save point of this world. They've got a few, like 3-4 different houses, sort of interiors inside the level where you just go in and sort of loot it, you get stuff. The different difficulties have different, drop rates, I guess, and zombies are harder to kill and stuff. And you got guns, you can use ammos, and you can use a knife. I found the knife a bit not quite good in terms of control. I have to actually, my Sackboy's face has to be facing the zombie to stab it. whereas the gun I can just point either way to shoot. And you've got like things like the arrows, bow and arrows as well. You need to keep your own stamina up. You need to eat food. You need to hydrate. You can even have alcohol, which inebriates you, which actually fogs up the screen sort of a bit. But you can still see everything perfectly, to be honest with that. You can get hungry as well. And you need to collect fuel so that you can go back to your car and drive a bit further, and it will just show sort of a continuation of until you get to the sanctuary. Which, I mean, if you just loot very quickly, you might miss out on some fuel, and then that takes a while. And obviously, the harder it is, the longer it'll take. And you've got a nice inventory system as well. You know, use stuff to like stop your bleeding, heal your food and stuff. So this is a really, really impressive level. Definitely give it a go and see if you can reach the Sanctuary City. Hope you guys enjoyed this week's team picks. If you did, click that like button below. Let me know what you thought about them in the comments below. And subscribe to Let's Stick Rightstick for more LBP content. If you guys enjoyed, I'll see you next time.